Primetime, that's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I reduced my toilet paper down to 3 squares.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses and big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Bringing you love, peace, and soul.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
2 o'clock hour is here. XL Primetime ready to crank. A Mokama Beer Company Monday. That's already worth a round of applause, but the second round of applause is just simply, it is draft week, people. Okay? It is here. And most of you have been waiting for this week for a long, long time. Draftniks, Jaguar fans, all of Duval and beyond. And now we're going to get just a little closer to this. And it's going to be plenty of draft discussion on XL Primetime over the course of the week. But today we might drill down on 2 skill position players. We put it out on X with a Tet McMillan versus Ashton Genty conversation. Doesn't mean others can't be brought into this, but when you start talking about skill position talent and helping Trevor Lawrence and helping this football team get better and get back to the postseason, those are 2 popular names that have been mentioned a bunch. So we will definitely dig in on it. Good weekend, you 2 lads?
Great weekend.
Fantastic.
Yeah, everybody good? JJ fired up, ready to go?
Yeah, good weekend.
Dude, it's draft week. Yeah, you came out of did you do a wedding this weekend? No, it's coming up.
No, Friday.
Yeah, Friday's coming up. All right, so that anyone
Wait a
who
minute.
yeah.
Friday, are you going to miss the draft is the question.
Oh, no.
It's at like 3. I don't watch the draft.
Oh, I do.
It's very boring.
What?
I guess it's
NBA playoffs are on. I'll look at the results after they happen on Twitter, but no, I don't lock in to hear
it's
Mel.
the most, yeah.
Come on, bro.
It
Every
sucks.
waking moment I'm watching
I
the
will
draft.
over
It's ass. And then they there's going to be a commercial break when the Jags pick.
Yeah.
And they elongate the picks so much. I almost enjoy it more in the later rounds because it's constantly happening. There's picks coming in. But the first round is a drag, man.
Bro, we earned that weight.
Exactly.
What you're saying is blasphemous.
Yeah, give
Coming
us
from a first round pick myself.
yeah, give us our minutes.
Yes.
Give us our shine.
They take all 20 or whatever it is.
They're grandstanding a little bit.
Yes.
Well, at that 5th pick overall, there might be some phones ringing. There might be some conversations. There might be a bold step forward in the bold city of the South. So we're going to definitely talk about it, get knee-deep in it, and you guys are more than welcome to jump in with us. 641-1010, hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Of course, you come out of the weekend with NBA postseason underway. Lakers get hammered, and their bench completely let them down. Last night, Steph goes off. So we will take a look at some of the storylines coming out of the first handful of games with the association. And then just coming out of the weekend, so much else that did take place. We will definitely get to that. But the biggest non-sporting event, I think, of our calendar is here. I can't think of too many other things that would rival a non-sporting event being as big as it is in the world of sports as the NFL draft. It's a 3-dayer. That night is the marquee event, of course. Friday and Saturday, maybe not as much for as many fans, but that first night, man, it's big.
Oh, absolutely. And the NFL puts on the show. I mean, the red carpet, the cameras, the media, the celebrities there. Very interested to see how they're going to roll with the red carpet in Green Bay. I've never been to Green Bay, Wisconsin, but I'm sure that they're going to do something stunning. Absolutely.
A green carpet, maybe?
Maybe.
A cheese carpet?
Cheesehead's going to be everywhere. You know that, absolutely.
I would just put just nothing but flowing Velveeta everywhere.
But
Velveeta?
Yeah, just Velveeta towers everywhere.
You want to talk blasphemous?
I'm
I think
good on
that's
Velveeta.
blasphemous. You can't do that.
No, I just can't see Green Bay falling for the red carpet. Green Bay doesn't come across as a red carpet type of town.
No,
so it'll be very interesting to see what they roll out.
Yeah, they're blue collar through and through.
Just like you couldn't pull that off in Pittsburgh. You couldn't pull off no red carpet in Pittsburgh with a blue collar.
So.
No. So it'll be very interesting to see what the NFL does.
250,000 folks are supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what is the pop of Green Bay? It's just outside of Milwaukee. And so Milwaukee is the hub there, but still that many people.
Only 105,000.
So that's 2.5 times basically what is in the city itself. I wonder how they're going to handle that. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of cheeseheads that you will see. And then naturally, as it should be, the NFC North, the other teams will have to get in there and represent. they'll have to try and take over the camera shot away from Packer fans. So it's going to be Bears, the Bears.
Well, they'll get people from Madison and, and Milwaukee.
But just the pilgrimage back to one of the frozen tundra and one of the storied franchises, the winners of the first Super Bowls that we had. There's going to be plenty of football fans. And I know Bold City Brigade, you guys let us know what type of contingent is, what type of group is heading up there to party and celebrate. But, yeah, you're going to see plenty of fans in mass making it.
Yeah, I would assume they're mostly not local.
Yeah.
It's probably mostly people like to travel, just to see their team
like when
or whatever. Like, I wouldn't imagine someone from Milwaukee is like super pumped to go to the draft in Green Bay. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Probably more fans of the NFL team flying in for the experience.
Well, that's for sure.
There's some mega Packers fans.
But like,
I know. I'm just saying in general, it's probably more out of town folk.
Yeah, because that's how you're going to get to that big number.
Yeah.
But the one of the son-in-laws, the Tennessee Titan fan, moved him way down the power rankings. Okay, he's clueless. But him and Hyla live up in Nashville. And so when it came there, they went downtown, just dropped themselves right in the middle of Broadway, and it was raining that night and whatnot. So they had to step in and out of watering holes. That's not too tough of a job.
I was about to say, roughing it.
Yeah, that's not too tough of a job. But it was packed. And you could just picture Broadway and then going across the bridge over to the stadium there. It was 100% packed.
We were forced to buy $100 buckets of beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to get out of the rain.
Most expensive bucket I've ever bought, and at least it kind of got me a little bit, was at Kid Rock, and it was a $56 bucket of beer. Couldn't have been happier.
Our boy Denmark just told me a story last week. Him and Graham were in Vegas for Graham's bachelor party a couple weeks ago, and they were at whatever the new casino is in downtown, or the old Vegas,
right?
Where the girls did their contest at. I'm forgetting, but anyways, Circa, yes, and they have a big, huge pool, like sportsbook in the pool, and they rented out a cabana. They said, like, they bought like a 24-pack of beer, and it was $300.
Oh my God! It is just Leon. You can identify with that, can you?
Oh, absolutely.
When you go to Vegas,
yeah. When I went to Vegas,
Holy crap!
Poolside, I had a shot. I had a Tito's and cranberry, 20. And I was like,
for a single.
A single? Yeah. He asked me, did you want a double? No, I don't want a double. I don't want to drink this.
300, bro.
Yeah,
300 for a 24-pack.
Well, but a shot of liquor for $20, bro.
Yeah, you could probably extrapolate that out, and that bad boy would come up even more than that 300 for that case. All right, so let's just set this up. Just a real quick thought on it. You're taking a wide receiver with the 5th pick overall. His name is Tet McMillan. You're taking Ashton Genty at running back with the 5th pick overall. These two, we'll kind of pit one against another each day leading up to the draft. What direction are you going in? We put this out on X. We're all tagged in it at 1010XL Joe C. But would love for you guys to jump in on the conversation, vote which way you'd go. But which way?
Where would I go? I would
initially.
I would go wide receiver.
Okay.
I would go wide receiver because we know we have a legit number one at BTJ. And if you bring another legit potential number one, I mean, now you got to decide on where you got to roll the coverage. This guy's he's being compared to what Liam Combs had in Tampa Bay,
right?
And Mike Evans, big body guy, possession guy, can get separation, got pretty decent speed.
I mean, a Hall of Famer.
Well, I'm just saying,
he's 100% a Hall of Famer.
No,
Mike Evans.
Yeah, I'm saying 100%. Body. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm talking about as far as body.
What I'm saying is, you're comparing him to a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Well, I'm stopping there. Don't compare anyone. Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just as far as frame goes, body type, frame, that type of guy, red zone type of guy. But if you give Trey those two weapons, now where are you going to roll the coverage? Somebody's got to beat the man. Somebody's got to beat the double. I mean, I just think if you want to go in that direction, I'll have no problem with it. I know some people are saying at 5 is pretty high for his position. What do you think, Matt? I mean, it was 5.
I think I'm tired of hearing Shieldhead say you can't take a receiver at 5. You can't take a running back at 5. You can't take a guard at 5. My God.
Yeah, just until you get to
I mean, sometimes you say a guy gets underdrafted or overdrafted.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're nodding your head at the Shieldhead, and then you get to second guess the Shieldhead when they do take Ted McMillan?
What I was saying was, of course, I understand what he's saying when he says that. What I'm saying is, If you need a player, if you're desperate at a position and you need a player and he's among the top 10 and you take him at 5, so what?
No, if you're, especially if you do rank him among your top 10 players on the draft board, then I don't think too many people would argue with you. But taking a wide receiver that high does come with risk. Taking a guard that high does come with some risk.
Taking a tackle that high comes with risk.
They all do. Yeah, they all carry some association of flame-out possibilities. Yeah, you just got to – it's the classic line, it's better to be lucky than good. You can do all the homework you could possibly do. And just as an example, 5th pick overall, when you start taking – we'll go through them. It is a crapshoot in the top 5 picks on the draft board.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that if you pick somebody who most people wouldn't pick, and then in his first 4 years before you extend him, he's made the Pro Bowl 2 of the first 4 years or 3 of the first 4 years. Mm-hmm. I ask you, does it matter what position he plays?
Yeah, I still think it matters a little bit, but it obviously tilts in the right direction. If that guy's a Pro Bowler a couple times his first 4 years, hell yes. But how often does that happen?
Well, I think it happens more than you like to think.
I don't know.
I mean, we always go to Q Nelson, but there are more than just one Q Nelsons that get picked high and immediately become like the lead of their position.
Right, but I just don't know how many there are.
All right. Well, if you believe there's one, that's kind of my point. If you believe in your gut that there's one and this player A is one, that's kind of my thing. If you believe this is a guy who has the potential to be a Pro Bowl type player, right? Yeah. A couple times in the first contract, take him.
But you are so stuck on guard.
No, it's not guard. I'm saying wide receiver, guard, running back, anything.
Yeah. Okay, but let's just use the guard as at least one conversation.
Right, but I don't think there's a guard that's worthy of a top 5 pick.
I was going to say, that's the point I was going to make.
No, I don't think
Nelson was known.
Right, I don't think there's anyone
He was
like
a made man before he ever even came into the draft. And there isn't one sitting out there right now at that position. Now, you go back to Kyle Pitts, he looked like a made man too.
Yes.
And he hasn't made it yet as the highest ever drafted at his position. We'll get into Tyler Warren tomorrow because he's another one of the guys that people are talking about. But you just truly don't know who they face, how good they'll be at the next level.
You don't, but if you truly, from your scouting and your personal department, believe that Ty Warren is Gronk, take him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take him at 5.
Gronk came in the second round, and everything worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so at whatever, I don't know what the draft grade or draft stock was for Gronk versus anybody else in that draft, but he was viewed highly. He just wasn't taken highly, and then we all know what happened after that. So,
well, here's the thing. Organizationally, I mean, you can listen to all the analysts and over-analysts and who they judge, but at the end of the day, you can't worry about anybody yard but yours. Mm-hmm. Okay, you water your grass, you cut your grass. You worry about your yard, and if they don't like it, so what?
Yeah.
Now, you're doing what's in the best interest of the organization. If you want to take, like you said, if you want to take a guard that high, you want to take a wide receiver, whoever at that high of a position, there's a decision that you're making organizationally. We can't be swayed by what the public opinion or the analyst's opinion they're saying, because I mean that's what they do.
Yeah.
But you got to be. But there's organizations out there that won't make a move on somebody because this guy's been analyzed and overanalyzed. Mm-hmm. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So we want to get into it. You can give us the over-analysis on XL Primetime because we love it. 641-1010. You get the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat. What way are you leaning? What's your gut telling you? All that stuff when it comes to that number 5 pick overall. There's movement. There's chatter about the idea that one of these two guys, Genti and McMillan, may be that pick at number 5. Mokama Beer Company, they bring you today's show. Would love for you to check them out. You can pick up some delicious Mokama at Total, ABC. Look for them on the shelves at Publix as well. Delicious craft. They serve it Tuesday through Sunday up in their beautiful tap room in Fernandina Beach right there on South 8th Street, and then also the Wildlight location. And just enjoy delicious craft beer or coffee every single day at Mokama Beer Company. Jump in with us. It's XL Primetime Talking Draft.
1010XL. Home of the Florida Gators.
MOV, ING, Southside Kia is moving. Our moving sale is on right now. Help us clear new Kias out. Our current selection's got 200 plus Kias on the lot. Hurry to save big with us. New ride starting at just $20,000 bucks. Plus, bring your tax refund today. We'll double it up to $5K. MOV, ING, get to Southside Kia this spring. Online at SouthsideKiaJax.com. Get your next ride at Southside. For complete details, call 904-325-9208.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's superior craftsmanship and timeless design. Right now, get $300 off all windows or $825 off patio doors. Plus, zero down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months, but this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Hey, Hicken here. Tired of glasses or contacts? Discover customized vision solutions at Bowden Eye & Associates. Dr. Bowden's team offers cutting-edge options like EVO implantable Collamer lenses or refractive lens exchange and classic LASIK, designed to fit your life. Picture perfect vision for reading, driving, or just enjoying the day. It's easier than you think. Call now for your free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, they're keeping the First Coast focused.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey man, what's that noise?
Do you hear it too? You can hear it, right?
Yeah, it's your air conditioner. It's like a grinding or a rattling.
And it's getting on your nerves, right? Like it's eating at your brain and you can't think straight? But it just keeps grinding and squeaking and taunting and nagging. You're not good enough. You're a failure. Why can't you be more like your sister, the lawyer?
Yeah, I don't hear that last part so much.
Yeah, but it's not cool, right, Jason?
It could definitely be cooler. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, we can totally repair whatever that noise is and get your AC working smoothly and silently. We fix these things all the time.
So I won't be a failure?
Life should be enjoyed. If some irritating, broken air conditioner is making you crazy, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
He used to cover the Jags. Now he's a CBS Sports senior NFL writer.
Well, I believe he got everybody's attention.
He's Pete Prisco. Friday afternoons on The Frangie Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles on 1010XL.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 and St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. Divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Tailgaters parking season passes are on sale now. Secure your Jaguar season parking today. Enjoy indoor restrooms, a full-service bar and grill, access 4 hours before kickoff. Visit tailgatersparking.com and book your space today.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tampa Bay has traded the 5th pick to Jacksonville. With the 5th pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Justin Blackmon, wide receiver, Oklahoma State.
Well, it's Brandon Whedon's main go-to guy.
Not to the level of A.J. Green and Julio Jones, not as physically gifted. He's 6'1", about 207 to 210. Ran a 4.48, which is faster than a lot of people in the league thought he would run. They were thinking 4.55 for Justin Blackmon. You look at the highlights of Justin Blackmon, you're talking about a kid who was about the team. He's a we, he's an us guy. He's not an I and a me. You see that in the NFL, a lot of these diva receivers. He is not that guy. Talked to Mike Gundy, head coach at Oklahoma State, and he said, hey, Coach Des Bryant, Coach Justin Blackmon, Ryan has all the ability and all the talent you talk about. This kid was a little bit more complete. He'll block, he'll be a decoy, he'll do all the little things necessary. He'll catch the ball, big, strong hands. Justin Blackmon has. You'll give it a guy who does all the things you need from a route running standpoint.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
It's crazy when you hear Justin Blackmon's name called back in 2012. It's been a minute since then. Sadly, the last handful of hours and days have been pretty sad for Justin Blackmon. But Mel Kiper's description of what that cat was coming out of Cowboy land in Oklahoma, Stillwater, for Oklahoma State, he said he's not a me or an I guy. And it's just crazy what Justin Blackmon could have been, Leon. And you saw the picture. You even thought for a moment, this can't be real.
No.
That's how crazy it was. Yeah.
It is sad. I mean, what the Jaguars should have done is that, you're going to get all those excerpts from your coach and the coaching staff or whatever. But what is he doing off the field? Because clearly off the field is where he struggles, with the substance abuse. And so, I'm not here to character assassinate the kid or whatever.
Right.
What I'm saying is that there are ways to find out if a kid drinks too much or parties too much or hangs out too much and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Because some of that stuff that he may have been doing may have been refrained from what he does when he gets to work.
Right.
So the issues with him had to do with more off the field kind of stuff. Because his rookie year, when he came into Jacksonville, over 800 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's not bad. Yeah. But then it just all fell apart after that. So that's sad to see, especially when I saw that, he in Oklahoma, he was arrested for public intoxication.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had problems in college. He definitely had problems in college.
Yeah, it's crazy they weren't able to dig deep enough to find that out.
Or they did and thought they could change him. And that happens all the time in the NFL.
Yeah, what's so crazy, just for history's sake, is that Gene Smith, then the general manager, small school Gene, nickname, "In Gene We Trust," is what most of the Jaguar fans would kind of preach and hope that Gene Smith would deliver them a winner. And this was one of the first times that Gene stepped out of his basic tunnel vision when it comes to looking at all the, not just measurables, not just the stat sheet of the tape, but everything. And he reached because he knew he needed to. He knew he had to. And
it happens all the time. The best general manager in this franchise's history reached for Leonard Fournette.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everybody knew what he did in college. Mm-hmm. They knew he sat out practices. Everybody knew that. But if you believe truly that you can change him, or once he gets to the NFL, he'll be a different player, that's in your head. Forget it.
Yeah, and the first one that TC did was R.J. Sauer.
I was just thinking that. TC, I mean, when he went and got, because you look at the previous draft before that with R.J. Sauer, I mean, you're talking about hits. You're talking about Fred, Donovan, Double D.
Yeah.
You're talking about
the best general managers have ever had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so he went out on the edge for the ledge for R.J. Sauer, and it just didn't work out.
Well, I'll give you a more recent one, C.J. Henderson.
And that was a Caldwell move, but it was a disaster.
None of that. Also, everyone knew what his issues were at Florida.
That's the point you're making, JT. I get it now.
But everybody saw that 4-3 speed and said, all right, I can change him.
Yeah, and when he did make the play, you had that wow feeling when he made that play. He just didn't make enough of them.
The day he got drafted, the look on his face.
Oh, it's terrible.
Oh,
at that
my
point.
gosh.
Well, you think that look was bad? I'm wanting to see Dave Caldwell's look when he saw the look from that guy. That he had to be going, oh, crap.
What did we just do?
And so, the individual, and I will, at the very least, if Gladstone and Cohen, that is Harry Potter and Gene Wilder, a.k.a., if they can look beyond the player.
They have to.
And find that guy, and that's their rich, intangibly rich, bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do that nowadays. Absolutely. I mean, you got to do a full throttle evaluation on these guys. Character, do they love football? Are they disciplined? Are they resilient? All those things factor in because the kind of investment that you're making. You got a top 5 pick, you're more than likely you're guaranteeing at least $25 million for the contract.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to make sure you've got somebody that loves it. Listen, I know players in my day that partied and had a great time,
right?
But love football more. They didn't let whatever they did on the outside or influence how they play. And some guys can't handle it.
Yeah,
but some guys can pull it off.
Some guys, a lot of guys,
no doubt they can.
Listen, I guarantee you, there's 75% that pull it off.
Well, it's funny because Tommy Mack would always tell the story. I have my fun.
Yeah,
I have my fun. But when it came to shutdown time, it was shutdown.
Because you know why?
Get to work.
Because you love ball. Yeah. You love to compete.
Yeah.
There's some guys who get.
You might have been one of those 75%.
Of course I was. You read the book, Fourth Down the Damn Alignment Story at Amazon.com. Of course I was.
But I love great stories of him being in the 75%.
But I loved football and I loved competing. Absolutely.
And Club Nate had more than 75% in that room.
Yes, of course.
That you guys all had your fun, but you knew you had to go to work.
You had to go to work.
Yeah.
And we cared about winning. That's another thing.
And unfortunately for Blackmon, he was an addict.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's some guys that can party and turn it on and off just in everyday life. People we know, like everyday people we know are like this.
Yeah.
It's people like that have that addict in them, man. They can't do the little bit and then come back on the field, for practice. There's some people that just, you can't live that lifestyle at all.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's definitely one of them.
Check me if I'm wrong too, Leon. I think some of these general managers draft these guys because they think the players can also help.
Yeah,
turn him.
They think if they have the right locker room,
right,
and you can bring in a guy like that, that can steer them away from the party life. Yeah, my whole thing is that when I did when I partied and stuff like that, but my identity wasn't in the streets. Mm-hmm. Who I identified with was the guy on the field.
Right.
That's why I took so much pleasure being that guy. Some guys want to be the street guy, the hangout guy, the party guy, the limo guy.
Right.
No, I mean, I enjoy that.
Come to my party.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed that. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that my identity was shaped and molded because I wanted to. My identity was shaped in playing football and being the very best at it.
Yeah, simple. And it takes the work requirement is real. The sacrifice is real. The payoff is real. Mm-hmm. Everything you get out of it. You want to talk about getting high? You can get high off of that success. But they're just demons inside. Unfortunately, Justin Blackmon. Anyway,
his mugshot's out. Yeah, being arrested recently.
Yeah. So
he does not look good.
Yeah, it's terrible. But that was the 5th pick overall. Mm-hmm. And we will have more than one of those. We will take a look at.
And it was a wide receiver too.
Yeah. We'll take a look at the history of the 5th pick here. How it has and hasn't worked, so on and so forth.
Well, real quick with McMillan, he's been quoted and said, I don't really watch a film. He's been sort of quoted. He doesn't say, I don't love the game, but that's certainly what I've taken from everything I've seen about this guy off the field.
Yeah.
Does that concern you at all?
It should. That's a red flag.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. It should. And there are certain wide receivers that we can go down the list of top 5 pick worthy.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not enough.
Are you telling me that's got Kadarius Toney written all over? Is that what you're saying?
Well, Kadarius Toney is not. He's not Kadarius Toney.
You mean
anymore. young Joker?
Whatever his name is now, right?
He's a rapper now, bro. Young Joker, of course.
As long as McMillan doesn't turn in,
I think the
some
fear,
SoundCloud rapper will be pretty good.
The fear would be that you watch his tape, he's so good.
Mm-hmm.
He's so fluid, so good at getting open, so good at high pointing balls that you're like, all right, imagine if he like really zeroed in on his craft.
Well,
that's what people are going to be thinking.
Exactly.
The converse of that is he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's just out there running around, and he's the best guy in the field, and it shows. And then when he gets in the NFL, guess what? He's no longer the best guy in the field.
He's been getting by on talent.
See, that's the biggest mistake these players are making, is that talent alone does not get you that far in the NFL. You've got to find little twerks, little integral things here and there to make you beat off that coverage, get off. That's the kind of stuff that separates the good from the great.
Yeah.
I mean, if he just wants to be average, then I don't think he's the guy we should go after. You should go after the guy who wants to be the best. He's going to put in the time to be the best.
And you have to marry up the talent along with the work ethic. And you can add up hardware and software. They all kind of go together. You can't just have one and not the other and expect that someone's going to be.
And they didn't bring any of them in for interviews.
Right,
No,
right. That's
no,
another.
and it may backfire. Who knows?
Have you ever known a player who just really didn't care about football but was really good at it?
No. Not that I can. Didn't care about football.
Yeah, didn't really care about football. Was just there, pick it up, play. What? Just put it this way: just play the game to have a paycheck. Maybe not that
I'm sure
you
the
care.
NFL's got.
Oh,
plenty of
we
those
got
guys.
plenty of those
But guys that were good, I mean, though.
Yeah, they were good, but they were there to collect. Is where you listen.
Well, maybe he's one of those guys.
When
He'll
you're
be
in
good,
when you're in the locker room, you can feel it, you can sense it. Mm-hmm. You can know the guys are just there to collect the check.
But is that a guy that catches 60 balls for 750 yards and 4 touchdowns, or is that a guy that goes for 80 and 1,210 scores?
You can have both. You can have both.
Really?
You absolutely.
All right. Well, see, then if that's the case, and if you think that Ted is that guy, then it might be worth to roll it a little bit.
I'll just go back. I'll go back real quick. Mike Giardi. This is Boston, one of the writers covering the draft, and this is way back in the draft process. There's a concern that if McMillan doesn't love the game and can check out if he's not getting his touches, I'm not sure the latter makes him abnormal for that position. But when you combine that with his lack of high-end speed, you start to see why he could fall out of the top 10. Now, we're talking top 10 there. And then another one countered that, basically lauding his skill set. But you still got to boil it down. You still got to flip the old coin and say, does he have what you want from a work ethic point of view? You know what he can do on the football field. You've seen it. You punched in the tape. But can he do it, like you said, when pressed against a whole nother level?
Well, that sounds like the type of player that if he doesn't get the ball, he'll check out on you. Mm-hmm. And right now, BTJ is the number one.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Right. He's not walking in to become the guy.
He's not the stud. No. So that'd be a little bit concerning.
Okay. All right. So we got that. Text line 641-1010. You guys are jumping in on the Ted versus Genty conversation. Maddie, did you see Albert Breer is reporting the Lions may trade J-Mo? I remember he was one of your guys. So we'll bring that up coming up here in just a second. But we also need to bring up the Searcy Sweet 16, the battle for the mythical crown in the world of college football in honor of March Madness. Yes, we're all the way into late May, but we are crowning a flipping champion before this thing is done. Now, we are in the Elite Eight.
We're in the Elite Eight right now. The matchup today is 2008 Florida versus 1995 Nebraska.
This is the ultimate.
And I actually heard Timmy talking about payback.
Yeah.
From the 95 Florida team. So
yeah, he was fired up.
Yeah.
He was fired up. Those are some of the early quotes.
That's all I'm saying.
Some of the early quotes that we got.
Quotes.
All right, so we'll set that bad boy up coming up here in just a second. Mokama Beer Company Monday, a beautiful Monday right here on the First Coast, and it is draft week.
Well, what is this? I think it's a treasure map. No kidding? I'm not imagining this, right? Then I'll bet this map tells you where it's buried. Tells you where what's buried?
1010XL.
Cannonball!
Honey, someone's in our pool.
Oh, refreshing.
John, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, Dave. Seeing as how me and the guys at Clearwater Irrigation reinstalled your sprinklers after the pool contractor ripped it out, I thought you wouldn't mind if I took a quick dip.
But in a Jaguar print Speedo?
Yeah, Dave. My bad.
Clearwater Irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage, too.
This is Dr. George Bari inviting you to look online at BariOrthopedics.com for the latest in medical advancements when it comes to getting you back to full joint health. After studying under Dr. James Andrews, I know proper diagnosis is the first key to treatment, and educating the patient is the fastest path to recovery. Whether it's chronic back pain, nagging arthritis, or necessary joint replacement, we're here to serve you in the best possible way. We are Bari Orthopedics and online at BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. By now, everyone has heard about saving money on their energy bills. There are all sorts of things you can do to cut energy costs, but most people don't think about their windows.
But Window World knows that the biggest energy loss in almost every home is the windows. There is more energy loss from old builder-grade windows than just about anything else in your home.
You can upgrade your heating and air, your appliances. That's good too. But before you do all that, upgrade your windows to Window World's energy-efficient windows.
Window World's windows are easy to clean, energy efficient, and have the best guarantee in the business.
Window World's slogan is simply the best for less, and we mean it. You get great American-made windows, and you get to keep more of your money when you buy from Window World. Need any more reasons to buy your windows from Window World? Call them today and set up your free in-home estimate, or go online to windowworldneflorida.com.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Best Bet is number one. That's right, Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war, just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. Learn all the games at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 21st, 1994, MLB first baseman Eddie Murray on the Cleveland Indians at the time set a new record for number of switch-hit home runs in a game with 11.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Tebow back, has time, goes deep in a crossing pattern. Harvin, it's tipped and caught. One man to beat. Touchdown, Florida. Third down, Tebow. Got it, touchdown, Percy Harvin. The connection clicks for the second time tonight. Tebow to Harvin. Touchdown, Florida.
Frazier adding more numbers, more yards to those big numbers. Oh, they don't have him yet. Look at Tommy Frazier. How many tackles can one man break? Touchdown.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
How many tackles? Well, he's still breaking tackles. Tommy Frazier. The mythical matchup between those 95 Huskers and the Get Even 08 Gators in this mythical matchup.
I don't know how many Brandon Spikes tackles he's breaking.
Yeah. Ooh, Spikes was...
That's good. That'll be a lot of fun.
That'll be very interesting.
Yeah, he's
absolutely
a sure tackler. He's got to get him on the ground. But you heard Hersey from Mick Hubert as he would get loose for 2 scores in that game against LSU. So they won it in 2008, and they're going up against the 1995 Huskers in Big Searcy's Elite Eight.
And you know that the middle linebacker is the key when it comes to that triple option. Absolutely the key. Yes. So that'll be an interesting matchup. All right.
All right, give it to us.
Give it to us. All right, let's start with the 1995 Nebraska Cornhuskers. Corn-fed. 12-0. They're 12-0 national champions. They play Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The head coach is the legendary Tom Osborne. During their pathway to the championship, they beat number 8 Kansas State, number 7 Colorado. They beat number 10 Kansas. They beat their rival Oklahoma 37-0. They beat Florida in the national championship game 62-24. This Cornhusker team scored 638 points, which was 53.2 points per game. It only allowed 174, which was 14.5 per game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had 20
point per game average scoring.
On that roster, they had 27 players that 27 of their players went to the NFL on that roster. Their offense averaged 57 rushes per game for nearly 400 yards.
Yeah, that's just insane.
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
That's Urban. If Urban was back then, instead of his 250, as far as his 500 yards,
yeah,
he'd have seen 400.
And both these teams are coming off huge wins in the last round.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Nebraska had to play a play-in to even get in.
Yeah.
Right. Let's also not discount the Herb factor. Herb's in this game.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, he's got motivation.
Yeah.
Herb's the coach.
Yeah. We're talking
Herb's
about
like the real deal in 2008.
Legendary stuff coming out of that crew.
Herb had passed Saban at this point.
Word on the street is he had a motivational factor to get the boys ready for this game.
Yeah, more than likely.
Saban hadn't even won a national championship yet.
I heard he made him watch.
The dude.
I heard he made him watch the 1995 Gator game.
Really?
And got all the boys super hyped.
Made him go back.
Did they watch it? Where did they watch it? Like in a bar in Ohio, or
no?
That's a shot.
Totally separate things.
Shot fight.
Because they might have been distracted if they were. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe a little bit. All right, let's go. 2008 Florida Gators, 13-1 SEC and national champions. They play at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, also known as the Swamp. Head coach Urban Meyer, offensive coordinator Dan Mullen, defense coordinator Charlie Strong. They're led by Heisman Trophy winner Tim Tebow. Not only that, Percy Harvins, Riley Cooper, the Pouncey twins, Brandon Spikes, Major Wright, and Joe Hayden.
Yeah,
They're halfway to the championship. They came in their preseason number 5 in the country. Second game, they beat a Hawaii team, and then they beat a Miami team, 20-63. They beat a Tennessee team.
See how he just went right over that real quick, like it's nothing.
Just glossed over.
Lost by 23 to Canes.
We did.
Leon just goes right over that.
It wasn't even that close.
Yeah, they ran the share in the team. Yeah. Then they beat a Tennessee team 30-6, and then week 4 in the Swamp they lost to Ole Miss 31-30.
And that did it, Leon. That was the key.
That was it. The Tebow speech. That's what the legendary Tebow speech was made. All right. Then after that, they beat number 3 LSU 51-21. They beat Georgia, number 8. Georgia 49-10. They beat number 24 South Carolina 56-6. They beat at Florida State 45-15. They beat Alabama, number 1 in Alabama in the SEC championship game 31-20. They beat number 2 Oklahoma 24-14 in the national championship game.
And they just beat Michigan.
Right.
Yes.
2024.
They did beat Michigan.
Let me ask you real quick before he gets to the breakdown. Okay. When the Ole Miss game happened and they lost, and Timmy made that speech, and be honest right now, you're on live radio.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
Did I cry?
Yeah.
I'm a crier, okay?
I know you are. That's why I asked.
I will admit it.
You got emotional?
Like, tears in his eyes, I guess. There were times when I would get teared up and get emotional over it, but you know what that one did for me?
It fired up.
Yeah, it emboldened.
It was game on at that point, wasn't it?
It made me angry. It made me breathe fire. And I was so ready to see what would happen after that.
Bro, that's like calling your shot. When you, he basically said he called his shot. He basically pointed and said, I'm taking y'all to the promised land.
Like, get on my back.
Get on my back. That was absolutely.
And then he went and bravehearted it the rest of the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Timmy Tebow that season had 12 touchdowns rushing, 30 passing. These stats were amazing.
How he was not a Heisman winner again?
Yeah, 42 touchdowns, bro. It didn't make any sense.
The Braveheart gets killed at the end, though.
Yeah,
Tebow, he was still
Timmy does not happen. JJ, he's not dying ever.
Listen to this. This Florida team scored 611 points, 43.6 per game, and they scored 82 touchdowns that season compared to their opponent's 21.
Wow.
That's doing work. Yeah.
Wow.
Bro,
that's
nearly 4 times more touchdowns.
That's hardcore good. I think everybody forgets how good they were.
Yes, bro. And then the defense only gave up 12.9 per game, and their opponents only scored 181 points.
Yeah, Oklahoma was had scored at that point. I think it was the most points ever scored in a season, and they scored 14 points in that game. 14.
Yeah. It's nuts. So you guys start thinking about it. They ripped off the most plays per average per game, and they were wanting to click, and they weren't able to do it.
Where's the game being played, by the way?
It's being played in Dallas, Texas, in Jerry's World.
Okay.
Early line is Florida by 2.5.
2.5, less than a field goal.
I like how the matchups changed since Friday. Or it was in Arizona, but it changed last week.
There was a problem with the turf there, Jay. They had to move it.
Exactly.
There was the paint on the field or whatever.
And don't think for a moment Glendale hasn't had grass problems.
Right.
Okay. They try and bring it in with the front loader.
Yeah, it broke. The thing wouldn't roll out anymore, JJ. So that was a problem.
And Jerry's more than happy to host.
Oh, absolutely.
And the Huskers, all they did was, they didn't GPS it. They're still working with an
their
Atlas
mob of
map.
fans they just went to the other place.
They still got an Atlas map.
Right.
When they leave Nebraska, they fold it open.
It's not even the Atlas map. It's how many states away is it? Okay.
That's it.
We'll worry about it when we get there.
Just drive. Just drive. All right. 641-1010. You guys jump in on that. Let us know what side you are on. It's on X. It's the 08 Gators, the 95 Huskers. Let us know. All right. So a couple of texters as far as the Tet McMillan versus Ashton Genty argument for your Jacksonville Jaguars. You can definitely keep going on that one. One of our texters, our prime-timers, T-Mac has to be the pick. Watched every snap he ever played in college as a diehard Arizona fan. Dude is special, and everyone should be wanting him at 5. All right, listen, I appreciate Wildcat fan coming in on that side of it because there are not enough good Arizona Wildcat fans. Okay, Jim Furyk's one of them, but there aren't enough other ones out there. But I do like that. And he is a big target, and like we said, visualize a Mike Evans type of target that is big and strong, can high point the ball and do all that type of stuff. But when Mike Evans went to Tampa Town, and this is now a decade worth of work that he's been doing, he was an instant success, and he was the one when he showed up down there.
He's also a little taller, certainly stronger. He was a more polished, I think, receiver than Ted is.
Then you right there is your answer. Don't do it at 5.
No, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I think he was in way better position to have success early. Is kind of my point. And that doesn't mean that Ted McMillan's not going to be a successful NFL player. It just means I think sometimes when we try and reach and find comparisons that it's unfair to a lot of these guys, and it's just something to think about. That's all. By the way, we have a. You know what? Let's just give this. Let's do it with that, JJ.
Okay.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is a little breaking news for Leon's game. The 95 Huskers against the 2008 Gators. According to reliable sources, the girl who was dancing on Herb in the Ohio bar a few years ago, her name, Cayman, Nebraska.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
That's just their kryptonite, bro.
Yeah, that is.
I'm not sure Herb can overcome that.
A lot of bad signs.
This is a Back to the Future
Gators.
moment for the Searcy 16.
Well, that was dance was actually after 2008, so Herb doesn't even know about that yet.
Right.
So I don't even know how it could affect him.
All the way.
No, because it's happening right now. The coaches are the age they are now.
In
It's just the
current
players.
age.
The players are the former, right, Leon?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Dang, well, that really sucks for a lot of these teams whose coach is probably not even with us anymore.
Benjamin Buttons is now coaching.
Is Larry Coker still around?
Stop trying to put facts to it, JJ.
Okay.
All right, so I'm looking at the game. I'm trying to figure it out. 2.5-point line. You got a first quarter score coming up here in just a second. We'll see where it goes. But both sides, they do it differently, but both of them are primarily run. Now, you got Percy with his big playmaking ability, and the other guy, Aaron Hernandez, as another playmaker against that Tommy Frazier-led Husker offense at Mike Rozier. And, boy, they were up front. The black shirts on the defensive side, very tough to gain any ground on. So it's a good one. This is how many Elite Eight games have we played to this point? Is this the second one?
This is the second one.
Okay,
yeah.
give us the final from last week, which was a shocker.
Yeah, last week's final, Coach Campo was not a happy camper.
No,
by the way.
No.
It was 1987 Miami versus 2013 Florida State. Miami lost 27-26
on a wide right.
Kick
at the end.
Yeah.
So your last two games have ended on a wide right kick and a drop 2-point conversion.
Yes.
Wow. These things are getting all kind of funky.
Yeah.
It's
the
getting
deeper we get in the playoff.
Yeah. It's getting interesting. All right. And Mokama Beer Company Monday, we say thanks to them any day of the week. You can enjoy delicious coffee in their tap room right there on South 8th Street in Fernandina Beach, the Wild Light location as well, and then craft beer Tuesday through Sunday. You'll love it. Drop on by and check them out or pick it up at Total, ABC, Publix, wherever you're shopping for some delicious craft beer. So let's craft this 3 o'clock hour with Denny Thompson. He'll come in with some thoughts as far as the quarterbacks are concerned. There's a little chatter. I don't know whether this falls under the irony heading, but it is kind of kooky that Nico could leave Rocky Top and go to UCLA.
He already has.
For $1 million. I'm just saying, if the whole thing, that he could leave Rocky Top for UCLA for $1.5 million, and the other half of it would be UCLA. Their quarterback
Joey Aguilar
that was there would leave and go to Rocky Top. So basically, two quarterbacks would just change uniforms and change addresses.
Well, Joey Aguilar also 3 months ago changed from App State.
He was at App State
to UCLA, right? He hasn't
this
played
would be
a game for UCLA.
This would be his third uniform.
Isn't college football the best, guys?
It's just unreal. It really is. Listen, it's just unreal. But that is potentially happening. Nico, one half of it's done. The other half is you could see Aguilar make his way to Rocky Top. So we'll get into that with Denny Thompson coming up.
Do we have a first quarter score?
We do.
Yeah.
Florida 17, Nebraska 6.
17?
Yeah.
That, you know what?
So they scored on all their
that has to be a turnover or something, right?
A lot of things going on. A lot of things factored
You know what?
in.
I'm
Triple
pretty-
option is not working like they thought.
17-6.
All right, hang on. I'm looking
Triple
at the
option is
stat
not
sheet.
working like they thought it would.
I am looking at the stat sheet. Major Wright blew up Tommy Frazier when he tried to do a little jet sweep around the end, popped the ball right out.
They would have been targeting nowadays.
To the house, exactly. It would have been under review, and they would have walked him right out of that building.
I will say this. You guys led Nebraska 10-7 and 62-24, so it ain't over yet.
Yeah, they felt pretty good about it.
That's true. It's not over.
You guys, what are you talking about? You guys. They. All right. Into the 3 o'clock hour, we will keep it going with this mythical matchup in the Searcy Sweet 16. Quarterback whisperer heading in. It's all ahead on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
What are you looking at?
Daddy hit me with the ball.
The Drill.
Jeez, you two, knock it off.
Mornings on 1010XL.
I think you were married or something.
Leon Searcy here. Let's be real. I used to eat like a lineman because I am one. And man, those habits are hard to break. I needed help to stop with the munches and lose weight. But now I'm bringing sexy back. I call physician-guided weight loss in South Point. The medical team is helping me shed pounds safely with a custom plan to help me slim down. And their firm pricing means same price every month. Hey, you want to bring sexy back? Visit physician-guided weight loss at pgweightloss.com. That's pgweightloss.com.
All right, gentlemen, we've trained for this. We've battled the elements. But if there's one thing we can't afford, it's letting the heat take us out before the big game.
But, Coach, the AC at my house is busted. I barely got any sleep last night.
Well, Johnson, you should have called Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. They're the real MVPs. Now let's cue the cool music.
Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. The coolest cats in town.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
I'm Liz Gruby, the Jacksonville Business Journal's events director, and on May 15th, we're shining a spotlight on young professionals who are boldly leading the way in business and making our major impact in our community. I'd love for you to join us for our 40 Under 40 Awards as we celebrate these up-and-comers and their achievements. Don't miss this inspiring afternoon of networking and celebration. Tickets are going fast. You have to get them before May 6th. And for more information and tickets, visit jbjevents.com.
Tired of seeing the signs of aging? Spring is here, a time to renew. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist here to help you look and feel your best with minimal to no downtime. Rejuvenate your skin, strengthen your core, and sculpt your body with advanced face and body treatments designed to restore your youthful glow and confidence. Just in time for spring and summer. A healthier, more fit you starts now. Visit dermagnify.com and step into spring looking and feeling your best.
Denny Thompson here. You've got to check out Tyson's Showroom Home Theater with surround sound and comfy theater chairs. You can transform your living room into a cinematic experience. I can stay there to watch all my games. It's that comfortable. Call Tyson today and bring the theater experience home. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming, Iowa.
Hammer and Hayes Carline, and I've been known to drop an opinion like a 2-ton hammer. Weekdays on The Frangie Show.
Hammer Time with Hayes on 1010XL. Driven by Southside Kia. Online at SouthsideKiaJax.com.
I'm Stacy, and I want to tell you about my fogged up window fiasco at my house. I called up Mac at Baker Glass. He told me all I needed was a glass replacement. The process was so easy. All within a few days, they came out, measured, called me with an estimate, cut my glass, and came out to install the new ones. Now my view outside is fog-free thanks to Mac and his crew at Baker Glass. And my neighbors think I got some fancy new windows.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Hicken here, or just call me Dreamfinders Danny. For a limited time to ring in the new year, Dreamfinders Homes is offering an amazing 4.99% fixed interest rate. Now's your chance to lock down that rate and get in the game. You heard me right. It's 4.99 fixed interest rate on select move-in ready homes. Visit dreamfindershomes.com for sales event information and get in the game. Interest rate available on select move-in ready homes. Restrictions and limitations apply. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details.
Okay, for this Cannons of Jacksonville commercial, we need an idea to really come out with a bang.
Like having a guy shot out of a cannon.
Nah, too messy. In fact, Cannons is known for all your towing needs.
So like my car won't start.
No. Towing products. Cannons does custom welding fabrication and installation of trailer hitches, goosenecks, tow bars, truck racks.
So you might say Cannons is my best shot at finding that inventory in stock?
Boom. You said it.
Visit cannonsofjax.com.
Prosser here. It's a great time to sell your home, and I got just the people to sell it for you. Spring selling season is here. Rates are down. Activity's up. Now's the best time in years to sell your home. Some homes are sitting on the market, though. Hiring an expert who can maximize your equity and minimize your hassle, that's the key. And I've been telling you who those experts are. Are you listening? I recommend Chad and Sandy Newman. Go to chadandsandy.com, the local real estate experts you can trust with the sale of your home. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts, and you can cancel at any time. So whatever problems you think you have, I've got you this promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. There you go. Simple as that. Christopher on Anastasia Island. My home was too big for my needs. I wanted someplace smaller and easier to manage. I got multiple offers and sold in 3 days with Chad and Sandy. You can too at chadandsandy.com or 904-414-6200.
I'm Max Pink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. Gators baseball picked up another series victory over the weekend in Starksville against Mississippi State. On Friday evening, the Gators bats were red hot as they recorded 17 hits, leading them to a 13-3 run rule victory in the 8th inning. They won again Saturday 11-8 before losing 14-8 Sunday as Mississippi State avoided a sweep. The Gators have won 7 of their last 8, beginning to get their season back on track. They'll play Georgia Southern tomorrow night at 6, looking to get back in the win column. The Jumbo Shrimp have split their series against the Memphis Redbirds with wins on Friday night and Sunday, but falling short Saturday. Their next series against the Gwinnett Stripers starts tomorrow at 11:05. It's 85 degrees at 2:59. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
Our dude is in the house, Denny Thompson, as he joins us talking quarterbacks and then some. Welcome in, Denny. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. This seat is so low. If you're looking on YouTube, I look like I'm 6 inches shorter than everybody else.
I can't even accuse Hacker of breaking any more chairs because it's not even his fault.
It's a group effort here. It has been a chair graveyard for the better part of a decade.
Yeah, there is. I went and got some way back when from PGA Tour Entertainment, brought them in. They've been recycled right out of here too. But it's funny that there's some LBs that sit down in this room. Okay, we do know that.
Big asses and big thighs. Yeah.
All right. We have got to get to a handful of things with our quarterback whisperer, 641-1010, if you guys want to jump in. I will start out with an update from Big Searcy on the Searcy Elite 8 matchup between Florida of 2008, 95, Nebraska, because there's a texter that says, is there a bracket for these that I can check out? I get my lunch at different times on different days, so I've only been able to hear a couple of them. You can go to @1010XL, and you can see 1010 Ozzy has created a nice little bracket, so you can see it. So just go to social there. All right, give us an update, because Denny has something to say about
this
halftime
matchup. Update?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
See, I schematically, I want to make sure I get,
By the way, real quick, too, before you do that, Leon.
Yes, sir.
If you're out there and you've missed the breakdown of any of these games, just go on demand, 1010XL.com or the app.
Yeah.
On demand. Look up XL Primetime.
Yes, easy.
And
You'll have to fast forward through the hot dog talk over the last few shows.
That's been fun,
it's in there. Yeah.
Go back and watch the shows.
So we got a halftime score. We got Florida 24. We got Nebraska 16.
Ooh.
24-16.
It was 17-6 after the first quarter, Danny. Florida 17-6.
Yeah.
Wow. Give me some Tommy Frazier stats. You got a stat line there?
Let's just say they're breaking the bone. Let me just say that. All right?
He literally flipped open his notebook, knowing damn well there's no stats in there.
Yeah.
You don't know that, JJ. Why would you say that?
Exactly.
There are stats in that book, man.
Thank you, Matt Hayes.
JJ, why would you do that? He's got it broken down.
I'm crunching the numbers,
It was funny, though. I thought for a second he had some stats.
These are next-gen stats that are delivered to him. He has them every single quarter.
I got the betting
I'm looking
line.
at him right now. He's got the numbers.
There you go.
Listen, this
I
didn't
may or may
happen.
not have just saw the final score, too, Leon. So,
Oh, no.
Oh,
and I
boy.
told you I wanted to go in fresh.
No, that was,
I was at both. I was at the 95 in Arizona.
Tempe, yeah.
You must have been a young lad.
I was fresh out of high school. And then I was at the 08 as well. I was at the New Orleans one as well. Yeah.
As the way the story goes with the Gators in the desert, once you were there, you couldn't just get up and leave. You couldn't just turn your television off and walk away from it. You had to endure that.
Yeah, didn't Florida go out 7-0?
They're up 10-7 at one point.
Oh, yeah, and then it just went
And then they got the ball at the 1 and Spurrier, got into shotgun 5 wide, even though the New Eisel told him
at the
a week and a half earlier, if you do that, Terrell Farley's coming off the edge and you're going to block him. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
Spurrier. Well, we'll be all right.
We're good.
I mean, that
second
was
play. First play is incomplete. Second play, Terrell Farley just knocks Danny Werfel into next week.
That was shocking to
What do
sit
you
there,
remember
man.
about
I just remember you couldn't tackle those guys. Nobody could tackle those guys. It was They did whatever they wanted for 3 straight quarters.
Yeah.
The offensive line was massive. And you remember the
defensively, too. They were
absolutely.
real defensive.
And the talk coming out of that was about strength and conditioning. Like, nonstop. It was, all right, speed's not going to win it. And then the very next year, they look like a whole different team. So I think it ultimately ended up helping in Florida. But
steroids, Denny.
I would have that. Man, come on! I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt. Just like I'm giving Leon the benefit of the doubt on this.
I mean, 7 of Florida's points were a kickoff return from Riddell Anthony.
Oh, that's right.
They scored 17 points in that game.
Yeah, but what led you to say steroids on top of that? Okay, it's creatine shakes, man. Okay.
Not back then it wasn't.
Peanut butter.
It might have been.
Not back then. It was the whole needles. What it was.
But think about it. Not only the strength department, but the defensive coordinator. Both of those changed dramatically the next year.
Yeah, it's just hard to sit there and watch that game and not think that Nebraska is one of the best teams to ever field a team that year. Right? You know what I mean? Like the 08 team was great, but to sit there and watch the domination that happened, like, wow.
But Leon just said it. They're breaking the bone.
They are.
Okay.
They are. We're on upset alert right now.
Yeah.
Who would be favored?
He has Florida favored by 2.5.
He did not. Vegas
did.
Oh, sorry.
Betting line. Had nothing to do with it.
Sorry, bro. I forgot
exactly.
about that.
Well, they seem to be right now. So.
But it's so funny because you say to yourself, and Denny, you had your eyes on it back then, and plenty of Gator fans were there. You guys can hit the text line at 641-1010 if you have memories. But how did it go so wrong for them later? It really tells the story of national recruiting, how things have changed. Kids grew up then loving the Huskers. They don't grow up now loving the Huskers.
No, if you're 25 years old listening to this right now, you're like, of course it was the 08 Gators. Like, Nebraska couldn't have been that good.
Right.
Oh, they were the real deal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair to the Nebraska's, in 96 they were upset or they would have played for it again. 97 they shared the national championship. 98, I think they lost twice, if I'm not mistaken. And then they played for the national championship again against Miami and got annihilated, but still played for it. And then, so it was still another
3 out of 4 years.
It was still another like 5 or 6 years where they were at the top. But then once they got past that Miami ass kicking, that was
you know what they should have never done is fired Frank Solich. That was really, honestly, it got him. It really did.
Yeah,
because he was
That's what happens when you're the guy that follows the legend.
Follows the legend.
Yeah.
To follow Tom Osborne.
Now, those two teams, I'm not real sure those are the ones you want your kids looking up to.
Yeah, between the
right.
Tom in his last years, Tom Osborne got a little. He started letting just anybody in, basically.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't Lawrence Phillips like?
Well, if you go from Lawrence Phillips to Aaron Hernandez, okay, there's.
Those two teams together, of course, yeah.
And Tom Coughlin.
Talking about 30 arrests in 6 seasons with her, more than 30 arrests. So that's.
Well, Tom Coughlin tells the story. He went to, I believe the story goes, he went to bed thinking he was going to draft Lawrence Phillips. In 90,
that's right.
Yeah, and 96 woke up the next morning, and I think his wife smartly said, "Don't do it, Tom. Go in another direction." And then they went Kevin Hardy instead. So
good move.
Good move.
Great move.
Yeah. He was going to do it. All right, so you can chime in on that. Let's get to some quarterback talk, and we'll pose this question to you. It is pretty simple. Quarterbacks need help, right? They get all the credit and all the blame. It's the classic line that we always hear. But if Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen and all these guys are to succeed, who would you rather have in that 5th slot being drafted by the Jags if it were a skill position player, Denny? Let's just attack it with that in mind right now. Tet McMillan or Ashton Genty, the two guys that we put up there today?
Well, I mean, I think that's really tough to answer without knowing what their identity is offensively. I'm always going to go the receiver route, especially when you've got a superstar already over there, and you give him. If you can go 1A and you can go 1B, that's tough, man. That's tough to scheme up. Now, if we're talking about ball control, old school, which I don't think we are.
That's not it.
You didn't pay your quarterback for that.
Before we go any further, is this the old QB offensive coordinator play caller you talking right now, or is this?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Like if I'm trying to compete right now, if I'm the Jags, then I probably do go get Ashton Genty. But if I'm looking at ceiling of I've got my quarterback, I've got this star receiver over here, I've got this receiver over here. Ceiling, I think your higher ceiling is probably going to get the receiver.
Okay.
That's the way I kind of look at it. But I think they will. I think if that's their two choices, I think they need to win now. I think they will get the running back.
But let me ask you this: if you truly believe that Ashton Genty is Saquon Barkley, you take him, don't you?
Well, sure. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean,
even though you have 2 running backs, you take him.
Yeah,
I would not.
What's the rest of your personnel?
Yeah,
and that's really what. Like, do you have the personnel that you can have Saquon Barkley?
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean? Do you have the personnel that guy?
Your answer is the Eagles had the personnel on their offensive line.
They had it all the way around. They had a quarterback that opened up run game lanes for Saquon as well. Like, I just don't. I don't know that you're
2 receiver threats that were badass.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know that you're built up front to go, hey, we're going to run the ball 35 times with major success.
I'd be terrified.
You don't like the former Ravens right guard?
I mean, I've just watched
rolling into town.
I've just watched this offensive line the last 3 years. I think it's going to take more than the
Bucs
former
bench center. You don't like him rolling into town.
No, but me personally, I wouldn't take a skill guy there.
Yeah, and that's the exercise. Is that are we going to go bigs? Are we going to go offensive line and defensive line and make sure that those are repaired first? Because there's no getting away from the fact that whoever's back there has been hit quicker by defenses than any other team except for Carolina. That's a
so then you go to, okay, who's won like that? And the only people you can think of probably is Cincinnati, right, who's won like that, and maybe Houston a couple years. I don't remember how good their offensive line was. But what do they have in common? They had 2 really good receivers.
Yeah.
And
2 number 1.
2 really good quarterbacks.
Really good quarterback.
Right. Yeah. And those 3 things can cover up a lot of things. So I don't know. I mean, if 16 is the guy we all think he is, and Brian Thomas is the guy we all think he is, then go get this guy and let's see what happens.
So the question then for you is do you think 16 is the guy you think he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So then if you're the Jags and you wholeheartedly think he is the guy we think he is, then it's got to be receiver.
Well, I'm going to go back to also, though, what do you have up front? Like, if you have the ability to give 16 the run game he needs, which creates some throwing lanes, which creates some time, then that's the way you probably peel off some early wins.
What's the safer pick?
The running back.
The running back, okay.
Yeah. That's my personal opinion. Yeah.
Now, when it comes to McMillan, there's reports out there that saying that he doesn't watch a lot of film. Now, is that Trevor's responsibility if we do draft him to make sure he's a professional, or you just let him do his thing?
Well, man, I mean, I think you got to dig into that. Like, I think you really got to dig into that because Leon, you know this, there's a handful of cats, and that's about it. They can get away with doing the minimum and still be superstars in the NFL. And there are those guys. There are those guys that don't need to turn on film. They don't need to stretch. They don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
They're just kiss of God right there. Just go. But, man, your odds of succeeding in that league without being detail-oriented are very, very slim.
Yeah. It's funny because I sit here and I try and wrestle with which one of those guys would do it if that was the direction that they went in. And I fight against the idea of a running back. But if you think of what Liam Cohen did in Tampa, he had 2 really good receivers. Chris Godwin up and down health-wise, but still, we know how good Mike Evans is. And then he created a run game with a late draft pick in Bucky Irving. So that's why I still.
Well, you got to believe Ashton Genty's a generational player.
He looks pretty damn good.
You have to. I don't know enough. Like, I mean, you as an organization, you have to believe that we can't get a running back like this for the next couple of years to make that pick.
Right.
But if he is that guy, he's far and away the safest of the 2 in my eyes.
Yeah, it's just so funny because they're going to if they decide they're going to take a big swing, Leon, they better be right. I'm not saying that this will be the only thing they get judged off of, but this is the first thing they're going to get judged off of. And you got to make sure you get this, whatever this big pick is. And there's all this chatter right now that they may want to be aggressive and take a big swing. Man, they better get it right.
I mean, as far as they have to do it because of the public's perception of how we've done in the past as far as picks go. So I think if they hit on this pick, whoever it may be, I mean, then the sentiment. I think the sentiment locally is like they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
but if it's a huge bust,
But I don't think you can come in and talk about the offensive line like they've talked about the offensive line and take running back.
I agree. They have made it very clear.
Or wide receiver for that
matter.
matter.
Yeah, they've made it very clear this team needs to be tougher physically and mentally, and they certainly, at the very least, this last draft luncheon that they had, they drilled down on that a little bit more, that they consistently could not do what they needed to do to move people off the ball.
Yeah,
I mean, it's got to be a big guy in my mind. It has to be. We don't know. That's going to be the interesting thing. Liam Cohen has a wide range of things that he can do. He is a football guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he is. He's a football coach. So, I mean, I think he adjusts pretty well to whatever personnel he has. But I don't know this, but I'd be curious to know, like, what does he perceive as their identity as it stands right now based on what that roster is? I think it's hard for all of us who've watched a ton of Jag football to think about the Jags lining up and just dominating you in the trenches.
Right.
But maybe he sees it different. I don't know. But I do think that draft pick will tell you a lot.
All right, you guys chime in, 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in on a Mokama Beer Company Monday with our quarterback whisperer. One more seg. We got to talk about, is it going to be an even exchange? UCLA and Tennessee swapping quarterbacks. Let's get into a couple of other ones that are out there right now. The health of a couple of them coming up. It is XL Primetime.
Riding home with the Jaguars play-by-play voice and the Jags beat reporter.
I don't think I want to go. What do you mean you don't want to go?
Frank Frangie and Hayes Carline are on the Frangie Show.
Prepped, pumped, ready to rock?
Afternoons on 1010XL.
And while you're at it, fill it up with gas, okay?
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at StanleyPoolsFL.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time when if you handed me a bread basket at restaurants, and you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread, carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is. This one's different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving we've all accepted as normal? That's gone. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts that bread basket on the table, I just smile, sit back, and say, I'm good. That feeling of control, everyone, is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks. Hacker lost more than 110. Baloo's on his way, and you can lose whatever you want. It doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 Weight Loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life, and it will change yours too. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Guys, your lawn's the home field. Now you can champion your St. Augustine grass. TopDressing.com just hit Jacksonville with a game-changing patented process. Aerate and transform your turf into a fairway-worthy masterpiece. Less water, shorter cuts, and the envy of every neighbor. No one else delivers a perfect 10 lawn like this. Visit TopDressing.com and dominate your block with the same process that golf courses use. Top dress your lawn like the pros with TopDressing.com.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
When you need a mechanic you can trust, call Sam, Harry, or Joe at AA Automotive on Richard Street. From oil changes to complex engine repairs, AA Automotive promises expert service and honest pricing from a local family biz. AA Automotive on Richard Street.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L Series compact tractors to get the job done right, Z Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit Coastal Equipment for a demo today.
Greater power for the great outdoors. Coastal Equipment.
Coastal Equipment on New Kings Road and in the clinic.
Jacksonville's summer heat is coming in fast. Is your AC ready to handle it, or will it quit on you on the hottest day of the year, leaving you sweating and stuck with a huge repair bill? Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to save the day with a free AC system inspection. Our expert techs will make recommendations to ensure your AC system is running in tip-top shape before the heat arrives. Call now, 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, duckduckac.com. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Get to know positions and players. The 1010XL Ultimate Draft Guide is brought to you by Blue Haven Pools, the #1 pool builder in Jacksonville. Follow rankings and roundtables as the draft takes shape. Go to 1010XL.com/2025 draft guide to get yours.
David here with Royal Pest Services. Man, don't let your yard be torn up by that heavy aeration machine this spring. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to learn more about our granular aeration. Broadcast throughout the tree and shrubs to break up that compacted soil. Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Hello, I'm attorney Malcolm Anthony. Being charged with domestic violence can turn your life upside down. If you're in trouble, call me, Malcolm Anthony, at 285-4LAW. That's 285-4LAW.
Oh, by the way, Ivan's no longer on the project. His wife got a new job, so they're moving across the country.
Robin's top researcher is deviating to a new market. This isn't standard.
And now we're short-staffed. Who's going to finish all these projects?
She needs a cluster of new data analysts, and there's no margin for error.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Blitz. Tebow back. Tebow fills it. It's caught. Touchdown. Riley Cooper. Roommate to roommate.
This guy's unbelievable. Come on now. You can't do this stuff. He put that ball the only place he could do it. He's taken on SEC linebackers and defensive ends and tackles all year, and he still makes those throws here down the stretch.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
There's a little tear in your eye right now.
One of the great analysts. Believe me, I'm smiling. I ain't crying.
I've never seen him smile like that.
Listen, those were the glory days.
I thought he was getting ready to do his little Shakira dance, man.
Those were. I might just. That's with the classic white man overbite. Yeah.
By the way, I did prop up the 95 Huskers, but the 08 Gators were pretty good.
Yeah,
they're really
on
good.
both sides of the ball as well, which brings us to the mythical matchup of the 95 Nebraska Cornhuskers against the 08 Gators. Big Search, where are we at in this ball
Into the
game?
third quarter, going into the fourth.
Okay.
Florida 34, Nebraska 30.
Oh,
they tightened it up.
This is going to be, I
Is this
feel
the
this
physical bloodbath
This
that
is
they're
Nebraska's
experiencing
going
right
to pull
now?
away.
a
in the fourth.
heartbreaker?
This is going to be a heartbreak.
Are we going to OT?
Man.
I don't know.
Hey, listen, I will
Another high-scoring game.
I know, but Leon Searcy, I will change the spelling of his last name to Surcy if he comes up with another U angle on this game.
He is orange and blue to the death. You got to remember that.
I know that. I was just trying to find out whether he's getting it done or not. All right, so we'll see. We are marching into a fantastic finish between the Gators of 08, the 95 Nebraska.
He loves the
Huskers.
suspense, by the way.
Yeah.
He absolutely loves it.
He looks so satisfied over there.
I am.
And he's plugged in. He's got all frequencies running through his ears right now.
The entire city's driving around going, Leon, you better not have Florida beat that team.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, so let's talk quarterbacks, transfer portal. We just said, Denny, there's a lot of them in there. We don't know where they're going. You start looking around. I need to bring, before I ask about how Carson Beck's health is down in South Florida, the Nico exit and then ultimately settling for UCLA. You know a little bit about the transactions that take place coming in and out of transfer portals or from one campus to another. He takes a big pay cut from what he was hoping to get. He is now at $1.5 million going to UCLA, and now the storyline is that UCLA and Tennessee could just be swapping quarterbacks because Aguilar could leave the Bruins and come to Rocky Top. What do you think?
Well, I mean, that obviously Tennessee loses that deal if you're swapping those two.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we got to be careful too, because who's saying it's $1.5 million?
Mm-hmm. True.
Right? Like, I mean,
true. That's the reported
I
number.
know nothing about this, literally nothing about this. But here's what I do know is if I'm a college right now and I just signed Nico, if I had to pay $3, I ain't telling anybody that because I don't have to.
Mm-hmm. True.
Right. So I'm going to let everybody know, like, hey, man, yeah, we were within everybody's guidelines, 1.5, whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows what he got? But listen, it is what it is. If it got 1.5 and the family messed up and the kid screwed up and he's a 21-year-old, 22-year-old guy, like he learned a lesson, let's see what he does at UCLA. The story's not over for Nico. He can still write a good story. I mean, I'm pulling for him. I don't like the way this went down. It was bad. But I don't know that was ever Nico's intentions, and I just. And again, I'm speaking from zero.
You're pulling for Nico.
I'm pulling for everybody.
Okay.
I hope Tennessee wins. I'm pulling for everybody. I just don't want to make this kid a villain over something that, like, you kind of just got caught with your hand in a cookie jar and then you overreacted on.
Yeah, but it does appear to be a villain move. It appears it's the first holdout in college football.
I'm always going to be pro player on this.
Right. Always
going to be pro player because I've been in those rooms and I've had some conversations and I know what goes out of the airwaves is usually much different than what actually was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it was just a bad calculation on his part. And it sounds like Tennessee was happy to just say thank you, but no thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I guess the other half of it is, and like you said, you're gonna land on the player side. Leon, you jump in on this too, because the coach has to, at some point, draw the proverbial line in the sand and say, I can't cave to this because if I do, there could be other things that could take place in my locker room. So
the coach has to make a precedent. I mean, he can't allow this type of thing. I mean, you got a kid that's just not coming to practice, not professionally. You take like a Jalen Ramsey, all right? He wasn't happy with his deal or whatever. I mean, he came into work, faked the injury and got his butt up out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, to not just come to practice and miss meetings and miss the functions with the team because that's a bad look. I mean, because your teammates, they're counting on you. I mean, I just think it could have been done a different way. I mean,
100% agree. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. 100% agree. But I also think that there probably was a little bit of just that, of just we handled this wrong, mismanaged it. This is all new to everybody. We didn't know it was going to blow up like this. Doesn't matter. You still handled it wrong. You still look bad. It basically, listen, this hurt everybody.
Yeah.
This hurt. This was, and maybe what it is it's a needed market reset. Maybe what it is for so long now, these quarterbacks have been able to go, you know what? This is what I want, and you're going to pay me, and there's nothing you can do about it. And maybe this was the reset that the market needed.
Maybe.
And it changes now.
Yeah, because somebody needed to hit the pause button somehow, some way. And this was one of the worst ways for it to do. But this one sent the salvo to every other campus saying, all right, let's brace ourselves for what could happen.
I think it changed. I think there's so many dynamics of this that changed the game. The fact that, is it true that Oregon is the one that told that Lanning's the one that is that the rumor? Or is that true? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's
Dan Lanning of Oregon was the one who basically let it be known.
All right. So we're doing that now.
Yeah.
Okay. So that changes a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right. Saying no to your starting quarterback. Okay, that changes some things. Again, I think a lot of these are good changes. And I just hate that, he's the example on this.
Right. We're going to have to reach a point, and who knows when or how or whatever, how long it will take, but just a simple, these are the terms, and there's no getting out of it. 1 year, 2 year, whatever it might be.
I vote for that right now.
Yeah.
Well, give me that right now. I also think that the movement is ridiculous. I think the amounts have ballooned to a point that probably needs to retract a little bit. But that's the point, is there is no black and white. There is no guideline on this. At least in the NFL, your agent can sit down and say, Leon, if we do this, here's what they can do. Right. That's not a thing in college. Nobody knows what can happen. If I make this move, there's not a piece of paper that says what they can and can't do on both sides.
Right. It's got to be like how you deal with coach. Same thing. There's
the Wild Wild West.
But this is unheard of on the NFL level. It's impossible. It's not just unheard of. It's impossible.
That's holdouts every year.
Yeah, exactly. They're holdouts, but you don't get to go somewhere else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so now in this case, this guy held out. He said, "See ya," and he's already somewhere else making bank.
Well, he didn't say "see ya."
Yeah, well, but you know what I mean. They told him they didn't meet his demand, so then you had to say "see ya."
I think there's some NFL teams that would sign up for that.
Well, if
they hold out, we can just get rid of them.
Yeah, if they could off some contracts, that'd be beautiful. Yeah, that part of it is true. All right, Carson Beck, health wise.
Yeah, good, man. Everything's good. He's recovering. I mean, right on schedule. Well, he's still got 3 months before football
plenty
starts.
Of time. And right now, I don't know whether it's soft toss or whatever, but
he's just getting introduced to that again, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but he looks great, looks fantastic. I am so excited to watch him play this year. I think what they're doing in Miami and the way they coach these guys and just the offense they run, I think it suits Carson, and so I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, Shannon Dawson is regarded as one of the dudes that can draw it up, scheme it up. I know you've liked what you've seen whenever you had a capable quarterback down there that can run that O.
Yeah, my concern is it has nothing to do with the offensive side of the ball. I mean, we score 40, but we give up 42. That's the defense. I'm interested to see what they're going to be able to do defensively, schematically.
And I don't know enough about their defense, but I know this about Shannon Dawson is he does draw it up, but then he also allows for a lot of freedom. And it's when you got a quarterback like Cam last year, when you got a quarterback like Carson that's seen a lot of football. Leon, you know this, man. Sometimes you see some things on that field that look different than they do in that press box. And so when you have that freedom to check and things like that, I think that's a rare thing, and Shannon is excellent at that.
The thought of you're wondering where the defense is down there, that's what they're saying on the text line about this mythical matchup that you got going on right now.
Man, nobody wants to see a 6-9 game, bro. I mean, you're talking about two teams, powerhouse offenses.
So are you playing this game in your head right now?
I've already played it.
Okay.
I played it in my head this morning.
Okay.
So I've already written down the
How
outcome.
long does that process
stats
take?
and everything, man.
I got the stat. I go by schematically, look at the stats, to start the points, the key matchups, quarterback wise, all that kind of stuff, and then I play.
On the tape. Okay.
And I walk on the YouTube and I watch.
He sits in a chair with his eyes closed for 2.5 hours and just.
He's not just like this. Isn't just off the cuff, man.
Oh, I know that.
He's getting into it.
I know that. You can tell he's enjoying this.
Scientific.
I'm wanting to get down to where this is coming from, though. I want to know.
Yeah. One texter says, I don't think SOS offered Tommy Frazier. I know that he didn't offer Dante Culpepper. Culpepper came out of Ocala wanting to go to one of the big schools.
He offered
in
to play wide receivers. What he did.
Yeah, he
just like
said,
he did with Anquan Bold.
Yeah, that's basically how it went down. Because there used to be the story that he'd say, "Oh yeah, I'll give you a shot at quarterback and throw it one time. All right, go wide receiver."
That's what he told him, Mike Pete. He said, "I'll give you a shot to play quarterback," and then next thing you know, he's playing linebacker.
All right, go to the other side of the ball.
Worked out.
All right, Denny, good stuff. We appreciate it as always.
All right, guys.
At Denny_Thompson. So we have got an update.
Yeah, update 5 minutes ago. 37-37.
Oh.
Coming down to the end, baby.
This is it.
You might want to stick around, Denny.
This is it. It's XL Primetime.
The race is on.
3 wide and 2.
This Sunday at Talladega.
Talladega Super Speedway.
Can you believe this?
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower. 1010XL. Now, the floor Florida Gator Report on 1010XL. Brought to you by San Jose Collision.
It was a successful weekend over in Starksville for Gator baseball as they took the series against Mississippi State. On Friday night, Florida's 17 hits was good enough for a 13-3 run rule victory in the 8th inning. The Gators also took Saturday's game 11-8 before falling short on Sunday to complete the sweep. Despite the loss, they've now won 7 of their last 8, going into their midweek matchup Tuesday night against Georgia Southern.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's superior craftsmanship and timeless design. Right now, get $300 off all windows or $825 off patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months, but this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
1010XL's draft previews are brought to you by Big Brothers Big Sisters of Northeast Florida. Be a big.
Travis Hunter is an exciting two-way player whose world-class athleticism and ball skills help him shine on both sides of the field. Hunter is an instinctive, natural football player with a feel for making the biggest plays at the biggest time. Jacksonville would need to make a decision on where and how to play Hunter if they drafted him with the 5th pick, but he's capable of making a good number of winning plays as a future star, no matter the choice.
Say goodbye to glasses and contacts with customized vision treatments at Bowden Eye & Associates. Hey, Hicken here. Dr. Bowden and his expert team bring you all the latest options like Evo implantable Collamer lenses, refractive lens exchange, or traditional LASIK. Tailored just for you. Imagine waking up to clear vision. No hassle, no fuss. You ready to see the difference? Call now or visit BowdenEye.com for a free screening. Bowden Eye & Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 21st, 1994, MLB first baseman Eddie Murray on the Cleveland Indians at the time set a new record for number of switch-hit home runs in a game with 11.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
For over 5 decades, a true American band. This is America. Encore Tour 2025, an unforgettable evening with America. April 23rd, Florida Theater. On sale now at floridatheater.com. America, live in concert. Produced by Outback Presents.
When it comes to your utility bill, JEA wants to help you use less so you can save more. We offer a variety of free programs, like efficiency and irrigation assessments that'll teach you ways to conserve energy and water around your home. Our alerts will let you know when your utility usage has reached a set amount, and our rebates can help you save when upgrading to more efficient appliances and equipment. Find even more ways to save at JEA.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Jeff Prosser here for Lloyd's Heating and Air. Need a leader for commercial, retail, multifamily, or hospitality projects? Or top-tier residential service? No gimmicks, no mascots, just real expertise and hard work. As your trusted statewide mechanical partner and local family-owned team, Lloyd's is the name Northeast Florida counts on. Visit Lloyd'sHeatingandAir.com. Lloyd's Heating and Air, keeping you comfortable in every season.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind. Brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville. The big boy toy store for big boy toys.
What happened this weekend? The Celtics roll Orlando.
Out the corner, Brown fakes. Couple of dribbles, shot clock winding down, pulls up, jumper won't go. Richard once again keeps it alive. Brown on the drive, gets to the rim. Peyton Pritchard gave the Celtics multiple opportunities. The smallest guy out there for the Sixers.
JT is finally back.
Is it the winning putt? Here it comes. Yes, it is. Justin Thomas back in the winner's circle.
Naz Reid is the greatest player of all time.
And Gobert got the block on James. Off and running again, a 3-on-2. Reid out to the three-point line. Splash down.
The Grizzlies get rocked.
Pippen lost his footing, no foul. Another transition opportunity. Showtime Williams.
The Braves are on a win streak.
Matt Olson, deep right center. Keep going. It's gone. 2-0 Atlanta.
You get to a 3-2 count, you're facing Joe Ryan with confidence. You can feel that a strike is coming, especially following the walk, so you can get it started early, get on time, and do exactly what Matt Olson just did with that line drive into the Braves bullpen.
The Warriors win a rock fight.
It's a Curry three. Ring it up. Curry with a triple.
He was some kind of good. Again, that's what he does in the postseason. Another 30-plus point night. You heard plenty from the association, including the Thunder, just rocking the Grizzlies 131-80. They smoked them. And then, of course, the Braves getting on the right side of that scoreboard as they desperately needed it. Justin Thomas desperately needed it. You ping that PGA Tour leaderboard, and Thomas had been on the first page a bunch here of late and just wasn't able to get it done. Finally,
he was wiggly in the first part of the final round too. He was wiggling a little bit, man.
Oh my gosh, yes, because he tells you, and this is his 16th win, and he flat out looks you dead in the eye and goes, "It ain't easy winning on the PGA Tour." And he had gone through a 2-year winless drought from 22 winning the PGA, which was a major, to finally getting back in the winner's circle. And that was against. I was ready, JJ, to ping the PGA Tour leaderboard and say that Leon's pick that wasn't really at Augusta, right. Andrew Novak.
Novak was great.
That Novak was going to win.
That's funny.
He hits a beautiful second shot into 18, and he's got 10 feet for the win, and he missed it. So they go into sudden death playoff, comes back, second shot in the second go around at 18 just wasn't as good, and then JT buries the birdie.
I love when you cannot win and still probably walk away with like a mill.
Yeah. It was a signature event, so he walked away with 800.
Okay.
Maybe more than that.
Is that why Jimmy Nance was off flipping out?
Yeah.
That was like a master's call for Jimmy Nance.
It's just, it was because it was important for every one of them as a master's call for Jimmy. He takes that serious.
Was it not? Seriously.
Yeah. Well, it was, I'm telling you.
All the big names were there. It's one of those where they upped the purse a couple years ago. So, like, you had Scheffler and
it was
everybody big.
Big moment for Justin Thomas. So that's why Nance felt that. Nance channels that. Okay.
And he loves JT.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
exactly. And he had a great weekend, which is what Cycles of Jacksonville wants you to have. If you have a lousy one, just make sure you drop on by their showroom on Atlantic near Regency or log onto their Facebook page to see all the cool stuff on and off road and on the water as well.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is the Nebraska has the ball with 2 minutes to go. They're driving.
Oh
boy!
They run the triple option.
Score.
Keeper Lawrence Phillips carries the ball. We're back, second down and 5. Carry the ball again. Tommy keeps the ball this time. Gets around the perimeter. He's tackled by Hayden. Stripped. Major right. Scoop and score. Florida wins the game. Yes.
You got Nebraska going down.
Yes.
In the semis.
I love orange and blue to the death.
You are orange. That proves it right there.
Hey, listen, I'm just factoring in both sides of the ball, talent wise. I'm taking 08.
I never doubted Urban.
Yeah. For much of this mythical matchup, every one of them that Leon in the Searcy subcommittee has put together, I felt like the Nebraska Cornhuskers of '95 were the Demogorgon. Okay,
that's a huge upset.
I thought they were the Demogorgon. I thought you could not kill them. You could not extinguish them. You could not cut off the head of the dragon.
I woke up this morning and I was feeling payback.
Yeah,
I was for that '95 team.
Oh.
I thought, I wonder what's going on in that game. Like if Leon's going to do a little payback. And
Work them, silly Gators.
Scoop and score, baby.
Orange and blue to the death comes through to the end.
That is unbelievable. Oh, you got to love it. You got to love it. All right, there you go.
Every one of these games are thrilling.
Yeah, right down to the end, especially when they had the ball in their hands with a chance to win it. And Joe Hayden makes the play.
So Nebraska got the ball back and just didn't do anything then, I guess, huh?
Both teams didn't. But they had the ball last.
Wow.
And they drove, and Hayden got the strip.
Yeah, the rest
Major right scoop
is
and score.
history. I love it. All right, that's just awesome. So that means the 08 Gators move out of the Elite Eight into the Final Four.
Along with the Florida State.
Oh, right, this is the 8, not the semis. Okay.
No, they're in the Final Four.
So we have a Florida State and a Florida already locked into the Final Four.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
And the next
Are
game,
they playing each other in the semis? 13, the FSU 13 in the...
They could.
Oh, you're doing reseeding. Interesting.
See, listen, everything's been factored in.
I love how everything's fluid. That's what I love about this
Changes
playoff.
daily, hourly, really.
Shut up, JJ.
Right, leave us alone, JJ.
Hey, listen, if
we're having fun. If you don't want to have fun, just stay out of it.
I'm having fun. If we have 3 of the big 3 in the Final Four, I mean, dude.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Well, you might have all 3. It might be
That's
2
what I'm
Miami
saying.
and Florida State.
No, 87 Miami's out.
And Miami's out.
Oh, right. That's right.
You got to be.
Coach was not happy.
Yeah, Coach, yeah.
His locker room talk.
All right.
All right, my takeaway is we didn't even talk about it today. And if you guys haven't watched the Magic in the playoffs, Paolo Banchero is a grown man. He's 22 years old, man.
And
he's one of the best. Is he not, JJ, one of the best 12, 15 players in the league?
He's on the rise.
I would 15, maybe, yeah.
He's a dude.
But he's going to be a freak.
Oh,
and they got blown out in the second half, but if you're a Magic fan, just being able to watch him and knowing he's the future of your franchise should make you pretty damn happy.
Yeah, and he's been that. Not from the jump, but he definitely
he didn't deal with an injury for a month or 2 earlier this year. But yeah, he's going to be a great player.
Yeah, I told Hacker this in the weekend. We were texting back and forth. I think he has the chance when his contract comes up and they've got to pay him. It's going to be kind of like a Shaq thing. He's going to be that good and that important for them to sign him.
Don't hurt these guys' feelings.
I'm not saying they're going to lose him. I'm just saying I think it's going to be that type of an important. You got to keep this
Dwight
guy.
Howard-esque.
Yeah. Think of how highly he was drafted.
Yeah, no, I think it would be more than Dwight and probably right there at Shaq level.
Yeah, but I feel like these guys now, if you can finally get one to pay off, which this one looks like it will. This is Jason Tatum up in Boston, a top 3 pick that you 100% have built your team around, and you can go down the line with the other players that they have up in Boston, but it was singularly built around him, at least to start, and that's what they want Banchero to be, that guy. That.
But the reality is he doesn't have to stay there.
No,
So he can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, but that's the whole hope is that.
Unfortunately, they thought they were going to have like the Jaylen Brown with Tatum with Franz, but he's really fallen off this year. He doesn't look the same guy as I thought he would be after last season.
And Kristaps was a nice acquisition, but also last year not 100% healthy when he finally got back in. And so
Suggs.
It's losing Suggs sucks.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great. He's not a great player, but like a good role
enough.
player.
Yeah, definitely good enough piece for them. Definitely.
Yeah. So NBA as it got rolling, definitely some good storylines there. Good storylines heading into the draft. We did Tet versus Ashton Genty today. We'll throw 2 more at you tomorrow, especially when you're starting to take a look at the 5th pick overall in the draft. How determined are the Jaguars to make sure that they stay there? Are they going to let the phones ring? There's a lot of chatter about the 3rd pick, that if someone wants to jump in front of New England, that they might be willing to do that if the quarterback conversation really starts to heat up the closer we get to Thursday night. And that would be a wild card. It doesn't necessarily mean that New York has to be the team that goes and makes the selection for Shedeur. But there's all sorts of chatter about the quarterbacks that they've worked out, about the possibilities of other teams. New Orleans, if they can wait, will they get Shedeur? Because they're looking at Derek Carr and what looks to be a nagging, lingering shoulder concern for him that they just might want to forget about that and move on. So there's all sorts of things that's happening on the Thursday night in terms of possibilities with the NFL draft. Speaking of endless possibilities.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
So the embedded and shredded, would you agree? Endless possibilities when it comes to, well, you first, you have endless possibilities, but the top 10 of the draft.
Without a doubt. I mean, I think it's shaping up to be the most unpredictable first round that we've seen in a long time because, for one, no one can really set the tone in this first round. Everybody has their pick.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like there's a team at 4 and 16, something like that can really kind of have some control over how the draft goes. So I think because of that, because of the unpredictable nature of the prospects being so jumbled, once you get beyond those first 3 guys, I think you could pretty much throw out anything, any theory right now, and I think you could defend it.
Yeah, it really does. The possibility of the 5th pick being an attractive one enough so that Jacksonville would trade out of it. What do you think about that?
I think they're going to be stuck. Obviously the ideal would be that they're able to trade back. I think New Orleans is fine at 9 if they are thinking quarterback.
Right.
I think the Steelers will be fine at 21 if they're thinking quarterback. And we all love Ashton Genty as a player. It's hard for me to believe. It's hard enough to take a running back high. It's even harder to give up any kind of draft capital to go get that player.
Right.
Here's the thing that you have to keep in mind with taking Genty. You're basically guaranteeing you're taking a player who's not going to get to a second contract with you. Because that's the nature of the business with running backs in the NFL.
Good point.
Now, you can make a case that some of these teams that let running backs go this past offseason regretted it. And I would listen to that. But there's still a very low probability that player is going to get a second contract. Because if it's a good player, they're going to want gigantic money. And teams usually are fairly reluctant to give up huge money to a back that's already got 1,200, NFL touches on his body. So, I just think I think they're going to be stuck. I just don't think there's going to be a quarterback. I don't think the Genty thing's going to materialize in terms of a trade up. So I think they're going to be picking at 5.
All right, I really buried the lead. The 08 Gators just beat the 1995 Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Revenge.
Okay.
Sweet revenge.
So you will talk about that
Yes, we will break all of that down. And, lots coming up on the Frangie Show, obviously. Very Jag-centric week with the NFL draft. So we will dive in and give you all of our latest theories.
Sounds good, Hayes. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Pace, Caroline, Frank Franzi, JJ, they got it all coming up. The texter said Major Wright just made the second greatest play of his entire UF career. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Who do we have tomorrow?
Tomorrow, 2019 LSU versus 04 USC.
Cannot wait.
Golly.
Oh, it's so good. All right, Big Search, Matty Hayes, Josie, and JJ. We say thanks to Mocama Beer Company. Check them out right there on South 8th and Fernandina. Their Wildlight location as well. Publix, Total, ABC. Just pick up some great Mocama. Enjoy that delicious craft, and we will talk to you mañana.
Hi, I'm Tom Jackson.
This is Shannon Sharp.
I'm Mike